We do not need war with Iran. We don't need to fund genocide in Gaza, the Congo, or Sudan. We don't need to have constant discourse on social media. We don't need to have constant discourse around AI and doomerism about AI. We need to have a fundamental understanding of the fact that capitalism inherently enshittifies everything. And we also have to have an understanding of the role of the US, because the US is not being controlled by Israel. The US is not being controlled by any foreign power, not Qatar, not the UAE, none of these powers. The US is inherently, the puppet master in many ways, and it has been for a very long time. The reality is that so many people have been genocided. There are millions of people, whether you're talking about the Philippines, whether you're talking about Vietnam, whether you're talking about Hawaii, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, etc., even Japan, even South Korea, who would still have been alive and would have been allowed to live their lives fully had US intervention not have been, you know, the reality for these places. And so the thing to note here is that the US is, in many ways, this evil power. There's no other way around it. And so the context of business in the US is inherently exploitative as a result, not just because of its capitalism, but also because of its imperial past and imperial present, as we see with, constant conflicts that are either, very loud and magnanimous, like those in now Iran and also Gaza, or a lot more quiet, like the ones that are going on in Sudan and the Congo. The reality is that the US loves genocide in order to make sure that its military industrial complex is getting as much money as possible. Israel and the UAE and other nations are just willing to serve the US in that purpose, and that is the reality here. And so this is a global issue, not just a domestic issue for Americans. And we need to figure this out real quick before shit hits the fan.